Buenas tardes, bienvenidos a todos. Mi nombre es Joana López. Soy la dueña y fundadora de Maranatha Education Center. Bienvenidos a esta clase de inglés para el entorno laboral. Estas clases son semanales. Vamos a estar trabajando en nuestras habilidades de comunicación, todo con temas relacionados del trabajo. Hoy específicamente vamos a estar tratando con un tema que se llama cómo manejar situaciones estresantes en el trabajo. Estos son puntos específicos que usted puede tratar en el trabajo y en cualquier tipo de trabajo que le va a poder ayudar a manejar esas situaciones o a evitar esas situaciones estresantes. Bueno, en primer lugar, quiero darle gracias al Consulado de Colombia en Washington, D.C. Gracias a la cónsul Erika Salamanca por esta oportunidad de poder dar esta clase por aquí, poder ayudarlos cada semana. Como ustedes ya saben, las clases quedan grabadas aquí en el canal de Colombia Nos Une. Pero también pueden ir a la página mía de Maranatha Education Center y ahí, cuando yo la comparto esta presentación que tengo aquí con ustedes para que usen cualquier plantilla o cualquier información de esa presentación sin ningún problema. ¿Ok? Entonces, bueno, vamos a empezar por aquí. El tema de hoy, entonces voy a cambiar al inglés, es how to handle stressful situations at work. So, how many of you have been in a very stressful situation at work to the point that you want to leave that job? You want to just, give up and resign from that job, right? I think all of us in the workspace, we have been in one or two situations where things get tough, right? It's very stressful. So today I'm going to be talking about different tips or ideas for you to be able to handle them in a positive way, and also how to maybe prevent some of these stressful situations in your job. We're going to be discussing some vocabulary related to stressful situations at work, and hopefully, I can give you some really good ideas. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So here is, I just have a few vocabulary words for you that we're going to be learning today. Hopefully you can learn one or two from here, depending on your level of English. And then we're going to be doing an exercise where you can take this definition and put it in a sentence. So pay attention, maybe take notes if you have a notebook that you're using for this class. These vocabulary words can come in handy or useful at your job. So the first one here is called a workaholic. How many of you know what that means? So let me see here if I can see the comments. So hi Maria, hi Leila, hi Jose. So do you guys know these vocabulary words? Are they new for you? So let's go over them. So the first one here is workaholic. It's someone who works most of the time. And I say most of the time, hi Akira, because this is not, I can't say all of the time. I'm pretty sure sometimes, people go to sleep or they have a holiday. But a workaholic is someone who doesn't take any sick days, someone who is always staying late after work, who is volunteering for work on the weekends, or maybe in the house you can do like more work, so you're always working. And this is the term workaholic. It is not something good. It's bad to be a workaholic. I just want to say that, okay, first of all. So in sometimes I've heard people say, oh, I'm such a workaholic, as if it was a good quality, but it is not. We need to rest. We need to hi Giovanni. So you've heard these and you have probably said that you're workaholic. So maybe at some point this was viewed as a good positive thing, something like, oh, this person is invested in this company, is committed. But if you look at the way things are now, especially after COVID, and after everything that's happening in the workplace, it's getting hard to find people to work sometimes. This is one of the things that employers look for, someone who can have a good work-life balance. So I'm going to skip to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to number 5. So someone that has a good work-life balance is someone who can find a good balance or a good medium, right? Or I would say maybe more personal than professional activities. And someone who can do a job. So someone who can do their job, but at the same time, they can spend some time with their family, doing things that are good for them, maybe taking care of themselves, and at the same time that gives you a good rest so that you can be able to do your job very well. So that's something that people look for now. It's someone who can have that really good work-life balance, because that's going to make you a better employee. So, Yesenia, ¿cómo estás? Este nivel de inglés es un poquito más como intermedio avanzado. Te puedes quedar y vas a aprender algunas palabras, pero tenemos clases de nivel básico, intermedio y avanzado aquí en nuestra página, en Maranatha Education Center. Entonces, si estás interesada, puedes ir a esas clases. Esta clase es un poquito más intermedio, pero bienvenida, ¿no? Puedes venir aquí. Okay, so yes, Giovanni. So I think we definitely need this work-life balance, and I hear you, right? When we work from home, it's so hard to have those limits. It's so difficult to be like, I am going to, work from this time to this time, because you have so many deadlines. But I can tell you that, with the ideas that I'm going to give you, you will be able to have those limits, and you will be thankful. Your employer will be thankful. Everyone will be happier because you have those limits and you don't work all the time. I can tell you. And let me tell you what happens when you are a workaholic for a long time. You get sick. People get, muscular tension. People get upset stomachs. People get ulcers sometimes. There's so many things, depression, anxiety, so many things that can go wrong if you don't have a good work-life balance, okay? So this word number 2 is workload. This is the amount of work that you have on a given time. So if your workload is really heavy every day, you're going to be very stressed out. You need to find a way to kind of limit the things that you can do in a day. Think about it. Think about how long it takes you to do something, and be honest to your employer, be honest to yourself, and say, I need 1 week to complete this project so I can do a good job, and I can, that is okay. It's all about communication. Unless, of course, you have a deadline. This is the next vocabulary word. A deadline is a specific date and time to finish a project. So this is Giovanni's actually multitasking right now. So yeah, so we having a deadline is when you actually have something you need to turn in within maybe, whatever it is. It could be next week, next month, next year. A deadline is just the time when you're supposed to do that, okay? And then vocabulary word, the next one is working environment. So this is just people and atmosphere at work. It could be a very positive work environment where everyone is friendly, your employer believes in you and they want to invest in your professional development. Or it could be a very negative working environment where it is very stressful, they have many rules, and where it could be difficult to be successful, right? Let's see here. Okay. So, Yesenia, I'm reading yours. Please, can you take it, write the website? Okay. So at the end of the class, Yesenia, I'm going to write the website for you, but it's also here. It's maranathaeducationcenter.com, or you can go to our Facebook, which is at Maranatha Education Center. That would be it. Okay, and this word, this is one of, I think a lot of people love this word right now, which is resilience. This is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties. So there are times where your job is going to be difficult, where things are going to happen. Maybe something in your family, someone is sick, someone passed away, but having the ability to come back, to recover quickly, is something that employers are looking for at this moment. Okay, because we know that life happens, things are difficult, that's for sure, but having this ability to be resilient is something that you can learn through practice. You can learn through maybe getting some training in this area, and perhaps maybe I can do a class on resilience in the future. Let's see. Okay, so now let's see if you learn these words. Okay, so I'm going to give you a sentence and you guys tell me which word it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So this is the sentence. I worked until late last night to meet tomorrow's. Which one could it be? So let's see in the chat. So you worked until very late last night to meet tomorrow's. It's something that you have to do tomorrow. What is that? You have to turn in. Yes, Giovanni. That is it. So deadline is basically, yes, lady. So deadline is basically when you have to turn something in at a specific time or day. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, any day. Okay. So let's look at the next one here. So the next one is, I have never taken a sick day off from work. My friends say that I am which one would it be? And I can tell you, I've met people who say these proudly. They're proud to say that they've never taken a sick day off. And this is not good, right? Yes, Andy, yes, lady. So yeah, the answer is workaholic. Okay, someone who doesn't like taking sick days. They come to work sick, they don't care, they just, como si les fueran a dar un premio, right? Like, you don't get that. Like, if you have sick days and you're sick, take the day off. Rest is good for you, it's good for the company, it's good for your family, for everyone around you. So take your sick days. Take them if you have them. Even if you don't, take them. Take your sick days. Don't go to work sick. Okay, so here's the next one. During the summer vacation, my is heavy because I have to cover for my co-workers. So this is something maybe like in the summertime, your co-workers or your colleagues have children and they go on vacation, or maybe they just go on vacation without children, but you have to cover for them. That means your is heavy. There's a lot of it. Which one would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Marlene says is number 2, workload. Jose, number 2. And Giovanni, number 2. Yeah, that's right. So workload is just the amount of work that you have to do in a given time. It could be like I said here in the example, in the summer, right? During the summer vacation. So it could be that, or it could be during, this week, my workload is very heavy because I have a deadline due, or this year my workload is very heavy because we're looking for someone to help me, so that could be an example. Awesome. So this one, so letter D, very strict rules, a heavy workload, hostile work environment, time pressure, and lack of job security are all examples of a poor. Which one would that be? So this is when, very strict rules, very, it's very stressful. You don't know if you're going to have your job tomorrow. So this would be at your job, you're going to be very stressed out. So yeah. So I see Andy, Lady, Jose, Mirna, Giovanni. Good job. It is number 4. So poor working environment just means that it's bad. Very strict rules, a lot of work. This hostile work environment means it's referring to the people that maybe there's something going on that you don't feel comfortable with. That's why you should always go to HR if you don't feel comfortable about something, and try to find ways to make the work environment better as much as you can. But if it gets to the point where things are really bad at your job, and you have all these situations here, it's okay to look at other options. Sometimes we feel like if we are not at that job, like the company is going to be in a bad condition, or they're going to just stop existing. That's why some people don't like to take days off, because they feel like if I don't do the job, who's going to do it? Trust me, it will get done. They will find someone else. They will figure it out. So if you can't find a solution to that, and your work environment is just really bad, sometimes it's a good decision to go and look for other options. Of course, first you want to try to find a solution, but that's just the end. Okay. And then the last one, our company is finally growing after almost shutting down due to our and desire to never give up. So remember, this is this hot word that everyone likes nowadays, and it describes someone that never gives up, someone who has this, someone who is able to be in a difficult situation and get out of that quickly. Andy, good job. So yeah, so it's number 6. Resilience refers to the ability to get out of a difficult situation quickly. And if you're in a job interview and you say that you're resilient and you have resilience, and you can give examples of how you are resilient, it's very good for you. I highly suggest that you learn this word and you start using it to describe yourself. And think of examples of where you have been resilient, so that your employer or whoever's interviewing you can see that that's true. Okay, very good, Giovanni, Jose, good job. Okay, so these are the topics that I'm going to be talking about today. So the first one would be, these are just ideas of how you can manage stress at work, to help you, have better time management, to be able to communicate better, and to be able to manage that work-life balance. Okay, so the first one here is, start a meeting with yourself, and I'll tell you more about that. Learn to delegate. Ask what is expected of you. Many times there's miscommunication or new things that come up, and maybe your supervisor forgot to remind you about it or tell you. Staying away from conflict, highly recommended. Taking your breaks and being comfortable. These are all ideas that can help you. Maybe this is your dream job where you are right now. Maybe it's not, but you should try to make it the best you can. So these are just some ideas. So let's look into each one of those, okay? So the first one is meeting with yourself. This is something that I like to do. I told you last week, I like to have a meeting with myself once a week to kind of plan my week, do a prioritized to-do list, and to print my calendar. This is the example that I showed you last week, where I have my life goals, my work goals. I have all of my appointments or meetings. I also have things for my personal life, personal goals, like calling a friend, doing the laundry, my class, and also my to-do list goes into my calendar. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, last week's class was all about this, very, in detail. So you can look at that. So in the morning, when you go into work, spend maybe 10 minutes to go over your calendar. Don't go straight into working. Check your calendar, see if there's anything that you need to prioritize for today, anything that you forgot to take a note of, or any reminders. And this will help you be focused. This will help you be, in a better place for your day. And it's going to make you so much more productive, which is what we want. Okay. Now, learning to delegate. Okay. So this is a big topic. I'm giving you a hint, just a little bit. This is a little bit, but so what is delegating? Okay. So delegating is when you give someone else a task. It could be something big. It could be something small but repetitive. It could be something, anything, any responsibility that you assign to someone. Now, when you delegate, there's two things I should say here. Delegating is when you give the responsibility and the authority to make decisions about that task. So if I am delegating, and let's say I'm delegating my website updates, right? That's something that, takes me too long to do. It's not my area of expertise, but someone in my team is really good at that. So I'm going to give them that responsibility and authority. That person is going to have the authority to make decisions about the website. Of course, if it's something huge, they should check in with the supervisor, the leader. But this is the key. When you give authority to the person feels like you have a trust bond with them. They feel well, here's point number 2. Why is it important? Because it becomes professional development. The person feels like they're growing, they're learning, they have more responsibilities. And when you give them that, they feel empowered. And when you have an employee that feels empowered, they're more committed to the company, they're more loyal to the company, and they feel like they're growing, right? Because this is what we all want in any job that we're in, right? We want to learn new things, we want to feel like we matter. So this delegating it's a really good way to do that with your employees. Okay. So what can you delegate? Okay, so things that are related to time. It could be, for example, if there's a big deadline, you can break the project into smaller parts and give each of your team members a part of the project. Okay, and anything that is time consuming, for example, like I told you, updating the website or reviewing a document, something like that, or making copies, anything like that, then you can give to someone else that can handle that has the time, the capacity. And something that's quick but repetitive, okay? Something that is just very quick, but you have to do it every day and it's adding up and you need to give that to someone else. Have you guys had, what are some things that you have delegated to someone or has been delegated to you? Tell me about it in the chat. I want to know. Something else that you can delegate is things that are teachable, okay, or not in your area of expertise. So it could be something that you know how to do really well, but now your attention is in another project and you just want to teach someone else how to do that. We should not be scared to teach our co-workers how to do something. We should not be scared to help them grow professionally. Instead, we should always be looking for ways to lift people up, to teach people how to do stuff, and it's just going to be a positive experience for everyone. Okay. Now, how do you delegate? First, you have to choose wisely. Who do you want to give this responsibility to? Is it someone who, if it's related to your website updates, it should be someone who knows about updating websites, right? Or, if it's something with your accounting or, looking at receipts and updating it in the system, any data entry, then you should give that to someone who is it has attention to details, right? Now, when you delegate something to someone, or if it has been delegated to you, you should ask or give the reasons why are they delegating this to you? Why do what's the purpose of these? And the reason should always be related to this, because I want you to grow professionally. I want you to be, learn, have professional development, because we have a deadline and we need to work as a team. Don't tell them because I'm bored with this activity and I just want you to do it. Don't say that. Give it a meaningful reason, right? Then we want to explain step by step. We want to tell them and set them up for success. So when you tell the person exactly what to do, what is expected of them, then they can feel more at ease with the new project. They can feel like, oh, I got this, I know what to do. And of course, when you delegate, you should always give feedback and say thank you. Okay. Always say thank you. When you give feedback, you basically tell them what was good about this, what can be improved, anything like that. Okay. So again, this is a big topic. I'm just giving you a hint. Maybe in the future, I can do another lesson, more detail about this. Now, this happens all the time. There's confusion. Maybe they tell you something and you don't know, what happened here. And these questions can help you clarify what your supervisor wants from you or what you're asking from that person. So here are some questions. Ready? Could you please clarify what you meant by? Okay, clarifying. There's two things, and I've heard it a lot from people who are learning English, which is, can you explain this to me? When you say explain, it means explain the whole topic and the whole context of the topic. Like you don't know much about the whole topic. But if you say clarify, then that means you understand, you have a general understanding of the topic, but you just need a little bit more explanation on this specific topic. So this question is, it depends on what you want to use. Do you want to clarify one point, or are you clueless? You don't understand anything about the project. In that case, you should say, can you please explain this to me? Okay. Now, here's another one. Just to clarify, you would like me to make those copies or whatever? Correct. Okay. So just to clarify, you would like me to do A, B, and C, correct? So this is a way to ask the person, this is what I understood. Is this what you mean? Okay. Or you can say, could you please give me some more details about the project, about your assignment, anything like that. Now, this one, this is more for an email. or you could say it too out loud, but I would use this in an email, which is per our last conversation. I was assigned to do A and B, but I see that maybe, the assignment was given to someone else, or you were giving more assignments. And you can say, has there been any updates in regards to this project that I may have missed? So this is a good way to ask, what happened? Like, things changed and now I have more responsibilities, or maybe they were given to someone else. What happened? Can you please explain this to me? Okay. So those are just a few questions. Now, another way to handle stress at work or to prevent it from happening is to stay away from conflict. Don't gossip. It's good to be kind to everyone, to be courteous, right? But when you go to work, you're at work because you have a common mission, you have a common vision for the company, and gossiping, okay, it's only brings negativity, and it can hurt someone's feelings. It could get you in trouble. Let me tell you, you can get in trouble for gossiping. And gossiping is basically talking behind someone's back, okay, like complaining about somebody. So don't complain behind someone's back. As for a meeting, if it's needed, okay, if you see that someone is bothering you in a way, or there's something is going on that you don't feel comfortable, it is better to go to your direct supervisor and tell them about the situation and ask for a meeting where you can talk to them about it, or you can make an anonymous complaint too, where you don't say your name but you just talk about it. Or maybe it's better to have a meeting with the person and just fix the problem right then and there, instead of complaining and gossiping. I would suggest this one instead: brag behind someone's back. So this is where you talk about someone, but you say positive things. You say, wow, I love how this person made this presentation. And you just say good things about other people. The word gets around. People we will hear, comments will be made, and when you hear that somebody's talking about you but in a positive way, it's really good. It's a good feeling. It means you're doing a good job. So when you stay positive, that only gets transmitted to other people as well. Okay. And then taking breaks. So this is a big one. I've seen many of my coworkers and colleagues, they don't take their lunch. They just maybe eat and keep on working, or maybe they go really quickly and come back, and that's not good for you. First of all, your digestive system needs to be relaxed and focused on what you're doing, which is eating. So it's going to help you in that sense. But also, you become more productive when you take breaks, when you connect with others during your break, when you actually make a phone call, or you go outside for a walk and talk to a neighbor if you're working from home. Or if you go to the cafeteria and you see some co-workers and you talk to them, it makes you feel better, more positive, and it gives your brain a little break so that when you come back, you're more focused on what you need to do and do it faster. Okay. Take a sick day off. If you're sick, please take the day and be careful with overtime. Okay. I know that our goal is to maybe make more money, or maybe to impress our supervisors so that we can get a better job. But let me tell you, sometimes it's okay. There's a deadline, or maybe you have a goal. You're trying to save money to do something. But when overtime becomes the normal and you're working overtime every day and almost every day and for long periods of time, people get sick, and it just takes a toll in your health, in your life, with your family. You lose that precious time. And you become less productive at work. So in the beginning, you do overtime because you want to do more work, because you want to be better. But if you do it all the time, it's counterproductive, in to the point where you're not productive at all, and you're actually, not that good at your job anymore. So these are just some tips. And finally, these are some ideas on how to be comfortable. Maybe you can invest or ask your supervisor, or the company, to invest in some ergonomic modifications, like a standing desk, balance bowl chair, anything that can help you, with your posture, with your wrist, if you're using the computer a lot, anything really. And then take little breaks to stretch. If you're sitting down in the computer, it's just your body will thank you in the future. You will feel so much better, and you can save so much money in the future, because people get sick from not taking these breaks, from not being comfortable. It's serious, you guys. So let's see here. And just, here's a quote about worrying. Yeah, Giovanni. Oh, yeah, Giovanni. Yes. I forgot to take walks. Yeah, take little breaks. Maybe, during your lunchtime, or if you have a break. Here in the United States, you actually get 20 to 30 minutes of lunchtime paid, plus 15 minutes of, just a regular, like, bathroom break, or just a break. So if you have those breaks, take them and go for a little walk. Okay. So here's a quote I have about worrying, right? When we're stressed out, we tend to worry. And, worrying doesn't do anything for you. It's only going to be counterproductive. So who of you, by worrying, can add a single hour to your life? Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Okay. We can just do our best at whatever it is that we're doing, and, just be thankful, and, pray about it, and just do our best. That's all. But worrying is not worth it, you guys. It is not worth it. You should really try to be in a positive, environment. Try to make your work environment as positive as you can, and think about it. Is this the time for me to move to another job? And that's totally okay. Definitely. Or maybe talk to your supervisor about how you can make it better, how things can get better. Well, that was it for today. I want to thank you all for being here. I hope you guys, this was helpful, and I hope that you guys can use all of these ideas, in your life. You learned some new words today. And again, thank you for being here, and thank you thank you to Colombia Nos Une for this opportunity. And I'll see you. Next week, I actually have one of my teachers is going to be here doing this class, and so you'll be here, with Maranatha Education Center, but with one of my teachers. Okay, so I hope to see you guys next week. And have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye. Thank you, Marlene. I hope you liked it. Thank you, lady. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. Thank you, Akira. Awesome. I'm glad. Thank you, Eduardo. I'm glad you liked it. No problem, Jose. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Auda. Awesome. All right, you guys, I'll see you not next week, but I'll come here next week at the same time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.